How you doing, everybody out there? This is Crypto Stew coming at you live. No, this is taped, but I'm alive, and Bitcoin might be dying, but I'm alive. I don't think Bitcoin is dying. It's crashing like crazy, though. I just keep renewing and watching it go down further. Um, I just wanted to make this video. I got a lot to cover, actually. I actually made a list for this one because I didn't want to forget anything, and I don't like my videos to be more than 10 minutes long. So there's a lot to get to. Um, I was actually shocked at how many people saw my last video. So anybody who subscribed, thanks, and please comment on the videos. I'd love to get a discussion going about this shit. So um, if you're selling, I'm not here to give advice. So if you're going to want to sell, sell. If you already sold, good for you. If you're holding, that's great too. But if you are selling, one thing I would recommend, if I were making a recommendation, which I'm not, is it's one thing to sell and keep your money in dollars on Coinbase or Gemini. It's another thing to sell and keep your money in. I wouldn't use Tether. I think Tether's a big scam. I'll make another video on Tether, although I think there are probably videos out there already. My opinion on Tether is not a good one. But there's other good coins. There's TrueUSD, good stable coins, I mean. It's one thing to put your money into stable coins to wait out the storm. But if you're actually withdrawing cash from the cryptoverse, if you're taking dollars out of Coinbase or out of Gemini or whatever method you use to put money in, that's something I personally wouldn't do, and for myself. And the reason is because one thing I'm concerned about is that banks in the future, and I mean the near future, might stop allowing transfers from bank accounts into crypto exchanges. And once they do that, it'll become incredibly difficult to get money in. So if you ever decide to reinvest, you won't be able to, or it'll be very difficult to. Banks, I think, are realizing what a threat cryptocurrencies could be to the way they do business. Right now, banks are the only game in town. And when you're the only game in town, you don't want any other game in town, no matter how bad that game may be at the moment. So it might not happen. Banks may allow people to keep transferring their money to crypto exchanges, but look what happened with the online poker sites. Is it so far-fetched that the banks will not allow the transfers? So just bearing that in mind, I personally, if I'm selling for me, then I would just be putting it in a stable coin or putting it in dollars on the Coinbase or Gemini exchange, or leaving it in my account there. But I wouldn't actually withdraw my money, or I have no intention of doing that myself. Not financial advice. I don't even know why I need to say that. I mean, I think anybody listening, there's like 3 people listening. It's not financial advice. One thing I do find interesting about the sell-off that's going on here is that both the sellers and the buyers are quoting Warren Buffett as they do it. So, which I think is very amusing. They're quoting the exact same guy. The people selling are quoting Warren Buffett, who said that Bitcoin is based in nothing and it's a big scam and it's the worst scam in history. And the people who are buying are quoting Warren Buffett, who said to be greedy when others are fearful. And people are definitely fearful right now, and so they're buying up the Bitcoin. And also said to be buying when there's blood in the streets. Well, there's a cigarette out there, Warren. So people are are buying up the Bitcoin and all this other crap. I'm conflicted about Bitcoin in general. I believe in digital currency, and I believe, that I'm a big believer in the tokenization of assets. I believe in the future digital world, but Bitcoin not necessarily. I mean, if you look what's going on in Venezuela, the fiat currency has completely gone to garbage. More and more businesses in Venezuela are accepting digital currencies, but they're mainly using Dash and Nano. They have low fees. They're very fast. They're not doing it in Bitcoin. And I know everyone will say, well, Bitcoin's digital gold and it's a store of value. Okay, well, I believe in the tokenization of assets. Why can't you just tokenize actual gold? Then you don't need digital gold. That's digital gold. When you take a 100-ounce gold bar which is worth what, $120,000, and you break it up into tokens, and then you sell those tokens off at their actual value. And then you can trade those, and they're backed by something real. The gold bar is in some vault somewhere, and it's insured in case it gets stolen, and so everybody's covered. And there, now you have a digital token that's actually backed by gold, that you can use it to buy things and sell things, and you can take off fractions of it. So just like Bitcoin, there you go. There's your currency backed by gold. So why do I need digital gold that's backed by nothing? Um, does that mean that I believe in the long term, Bitcoin won't be the leader forever, but I believe in the short term, Bitcoin will. So if Bitcoin goes down to 1,000 a Bitcoin, it'll see. I believe my opinion is that it'll see higher prices again in the future. I don't know if it'll be worth millions someday, like some people predict. Just because it was the first to market, well, Bitcoin will always be known as the name behind crypto because it was the first and it's Satoshi and all this crap. The first computer company was called the Electronic Controls Company. Now, we all have computers, but has anyone ever heard of the Electronic Controls Company? Because I hadn't until I Googled it. And I don't have to tell you about MySpace and Friendster that all came before Facebook. But Facebook was better, so people started using that instead. So I don't know that Bitcoin forever will be the store of value. Because I'm a tokenization of assets guy. So why not just tokenize the Empire State Building and I can own a piece of that? And I can trade that and use that to buy milk instead of this coin that has no backing. It's all based in the belief that people want to use it, and there's plenty of people want to use it. Maybe I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin. Nobody does. I will say this: the Bitcoin ETF is incredibly important, and it is. I hate the phrase game changer, but it is a game changer. If Bitcoin ever gets an ETF, it would right. The first ETF in digital currency is going to be a Bitcoin ETF. If Bitcoin gets an ETF, any financial strategist tells young people that 5% of their IRA should be in something really speculative, and they tell old people to be safer, but to put 1% in something speculative. Well, if you take there's nothing more speculative than Bitcoin. So if they have a way of buying it with their IRAs and 401ks, they're going to dedicate some of that speculative cash to Bitcoin, especially if it goes down lower, because they'll say, well, it was once at 20,000, it's at 1,200 now. Maybe it goes back up. Well, that's mad speculative. All right, I'll put some money in the Bitcoin ETF, and all that money added up together, you're talking about Jesus, I can't even imagine, probably over $1 trillion. Maybe if you add up all those 5% and all those 1% of all those IRAs and 401ks. So Bitcoin, I think if Bitcoin ETF is ever approved, within a year, Bitcoin goes to 50,000 a coin. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. So I believe Bitcoin's future is bright. Do I believe that Bitcoin will be the number one coin forever? I don't know. I've already given you my reasons why I think that way down the line, when all this is more sorted out, Bitcoin could fall out of favor, like it does every time the market's good. Bitcoin dominance goes down. And when they say that 95% of the coins are going to disappear someday, I agree with that. There's 2,000 coins out there, and I ain't heard of 1,900 of them. So yeah, of course, 95% of the coins are going to die. Yeah, why do we need sumo coin and garlic coin and these million shit coins that are out there that don't do anything? Of course, 95% of the coins are going to die. That doesn't mean that Ethereum is going away. And I don't believe that the dollar is going anywhere, and that's what my next video is going to be. My next video is going to be entitled "The Dollar Isn't Going Anywhere." These people who think that it will actually be the currency of the future because we're $21 trillion in debt and blah, 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 blah. My next video is going to be just about why I don't think the dollar is going anywhere. I still believe in digital currencies. I still believe in tokenization of assets, and to an extent, I still believe in Bitcoin. But I don't believe that the U.S. dollar is going to go the way of the dodo, the way a lot of people, Bitcoin enthusiasts, believe that it will. But I do not. At least not in our lifetimes. Um, so yeah, that's the video for today. It was my main message was about thinking twice before taking actual cash out of the cryptoverse, just in case they don't let you put it back in, and you decide someday in the future that you want it back in. Otherwise, hey, it's nasty out there. I wish you all the best of luck. Make some good choices. Um, I guess I don't have anything more to say about it. So, Crypto Stew, signing off.